It's just like the guy, there was a health guy on radio. This over on 8th Street, so that must have been about 20-something years ago. He said, breakfast cereal? So if you want nutrition, pour the cereal out and eat the box.
I've heard that elsewhere too.
Huh? I heard, that was 20-something, 30 years ago he said it. Somebody like that. No, but it's true. It's the box is made out of wood. Said if you want nutrition, pour that stuff out and eat the box. Right? Okay. No, all of this stuff is simple, but it means we have to change our thinking and our whole approach. These people in ruin, they didn't went too far, they're not going to fix it. We have to fix it, that's all. We just have to fix our world. They can't stop us. They can't stop you because it's one or two people. But mass movement for good. That's where we're headed. Mass movement for good. And the good thing about it is that the Negro gets to play a part because he's written himself into this. Yeah, that's all. We're going to play a part. We're going to play a good part. We say play a part because we don't believe in this old time stuff. We're going to get in there to the rescue party, the special party that's going to save everybody because they ain't got enough sense to save themselves. No. Those people, they'll kill everybody, right? Because they're the in party and nobody else is. And they're not going to trust nobody but the ones that's in their dumb party. No, this is rehumanize the world. That's what we're going to do. And we can show the world it can happen. Why? Because we've been able to take abuse and all the stuff that they try to do to you to make you like them. Yeah, we got stuff. Yeah, we can show it can happen. We can show them everything. Just like, what's her name was saying, Dr. Franklin was saying about urban Negroes against the city Negroes, the country Negroes against the city Negroes, right? That was in '69. We knew that then. We knew about neighborhood and solidarity. I learned it in prisons because if you wasn't with your people, you'd get whooped up pretty bad. In other words, your crew is, in those days, it was Mexicans, white boys, and Negroes in prisons in California, right? And I didn't know what I was doing, but them people, they knew what I was doing. In 1959, the white man told me this up there. I was at the littlest kiddie joint they had. We went on hikes. Boy, it was Freako Ranch School for Boys. I'm telling you, we went to Beaver Swings and all that, where the fresh water running from up there in the mountains. You could drink it, and we had picnics. We had night hikes. There's no fences. It was Freako Ranch School for Boys. And hey, it wasn't that bad, come to think of it. So, but we learned some things. We learned about some environmental things. And guess what? If you leave the human being to develop naturally, he will develop the things that he need or they need, right? And we learned that the fresh water just comes from, I bet you can't we drank the water in the streams and everything. Yeah, because there's still fresh water. You could see the hills up there. You could see the mountains up there. You could see 100 miles away. We were in the foothills. We was in the gold country in California. That's called the foothills. In fact, Angels Camp was right a few miles away. San Andreas was the closest town, and all of that. All them old California towns. You ever read about the frog jump? The frog jump. What's his name? Mark Twain. The frog jump was a few miles away. We went to the frog jump, and remember, we was in jail, but the point I'm making is this. There's a certain type of innocence, well, let's call it strategic innocence, that you have to do the things that we want to do. We have not allowed boss man to shape and fashion our thinking. Because if we produced the world based on what he done did, we would just produce a pretty mean place. We'd produce the same world he got, except we would be in charge. Nah, ain't gonna work. This is what I'm saying. That we, us, the Negro, is gonna play a part in this. And it's all just clear to see, And everybody is getting ready for it. The young people, what do the young people see? You old folks that mess things up, and you're trying to borrow some more money that we'll be in debt. You're going to live your last few years out, right? And you're going to have us in debt. Well, not have us in debt. Can you imagine you get out of college and you got a $200,000 loan to pay off? Well, $100,000 loan. 50,000. Don't go to be a doctor. You're gonna have us 8 years or so. You're gonna have $1 zillion. You're gonna have to cheat the people. You got to. You can't. First do no harm. You can't do it. You're gonna have to cut the wrong leg off the people. You're gonna have to put something in them to make them sick. You got to. Just like a car mechanic. You got to charge them a good right price. Well, how are you going to live? The price costs you $1 zillion to live. So you got to cheat. Everybody has to cheat just to stop from drowning. Who wants to live in that world? Right? Okay. If we would allow I'm not going to call them dummies, but Muqtars, the Abdul Maliks, the Hashim Alauddins, and all these people. These people are master degree, PhD educators taught by the white man. And they follow the white man. They follow boss man big. All of them. All the people that's been working against us, they was counting on one thing. That when we get this person by themselves, they're going to fold up when they don't see no way out. I was just saying, these niggas is crazy. Why? Because I had the blessing to be raised by boss man, state raised, and he was always sending me to the hole. Well, by myself in the hole, right? And what am I learning in the hole? That whatever you're going to do, start it by yourself. You don't need them. Evidently, you don't need them because they're not in the hole with you. And everybody else is cooperating just because they can stay out in that world that the white man got them in. And everybody here is doing what they do to stay a part of the shoot. No matter how stupid it is, I need this to, the white man. I said, well, just a damn fool, that's all. It's not your fault. Everybody else is right with you. a bunch of dummies. But remember what we said. We have to teach our children that you have to stand on the stage for a whole hour in assembly with everybody looking, laughing at you and pointing at you. And then you come down. Why? Because you realize all that laughing and pointing at me and making fun, it's all over. It don't hurt. If it hurt, if you think what the niggas saying about? Well, you got to stay there. That's why we said in the 80s, when a child graduates from high school, they should get a trip around the world, and they should, before they do it, they have to stand in the assembly for an hour by themselves and have everybody whispering and pointing at, look at it, and talking about them. So they find out it ain't nothing. That should be a part of your graduation. So people will learn, y'all talking, not bump y'all, but it doesn't make any difference, right? Those are things that people never learn because of peer group pressure. People can't stand it. Okay. Let's say we have acquired the knowledge of all of those things, and then that means we can teach what we have acquired. We can help teach what other people have acquired. They can teach. And this cadre of new global reconstructionists are people with certain attitudes. They don't have to be perfect or anything like that. They got something in them that they've learned, and they want to share it with others, right? So they say that don't make sense. Well, right here in D.C., out there in Berkeley, all over the country is people that are thinking like us. They just not together yet. That's what the next few years is, getting together with all those people. We just bring what we have acquired, right? We have acquired some of the keys to human salvation, so we'll bring that. Human evolution, we'll bring that. We don't want to run nothing, right? We don't want to lead. That's one of the first rules. I don't want to be the chief, Or we don't. All right. So other people can be sad and despondent. We're not sad and despondent about it at all. We do want to get in the mix before Boss Man finishes the thing off. Okay. I'll move toward a close and I'll go over the same thing in a couple of days. Boss Man right now belongs on the suicide watch. I think we said that before, but I just want to. Suicide watch. You got to come by and watch because he's cutting his wrist. He's doing everything he can to kill himself. And of course, you have to go along with him because he's running everything. If he was just going to kill himself, that would be okay. But, he's not. Boss Man don't do that. Boss Man kills everybody and everything. Birds, bees, Remember how many birds it used to be when you was a kid? Yeah, you're lucky to see one or two now. Where they all go? Birds. Yeah. Okay. So Boss Man, America's on the suicide watch. And I'm going to talk about this later, but does anybody know the concept of the mother tree?
Yeah, you touched on it before. That basically trees talk. Now, I didn't. When I read it, I didn't read about the mother tree, but I did read about how trees communicate using fungal networks.
Exactly, right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Go ahead. That's wonderful. That these dummies, what tree do they cut down first? The mother tree. Oh, that's a big one. Shoot, that's all the logs, man. We're gonna be rolling. They cut that down right away. And then they wonder why. Because I used to wonder too. When all they got to do is replant, and why don't they grow the same until they get up big enough and they start working that underground web, right? As they come up together, they'll be able to share. But if they had one big one, mother tree, every so many